Back once again on WDLB and WOSQ with another Marshfield Tiger Athletic Hall of Famer, Amanda Kaiser, a standout Hall of Fame athlete at Marshfield High School in the 1970s and 1980s, participating in 3 sports, swimming, gymnastics, and track and field. Amanda inducted into the Marshfield Tiger Athletic Hall of Fame in 2015.
Well, thank you, Gene. I'm really honored to be inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight with such other impressive members that got inducted along with me tonight. It was a great event.
It certainly was. Let's talk about your athletic career, and of course you came from that era when girls athletics was just starting out on the high school level. Before you got into Marshfield High School and were in elementary school, junior high school, what kind of opportunities did you have and sports did you play as a youngster growing up in Marshfield?
Well, swimming was really the only opportunity for sports for young girls in the city when I was growing up, and my family was all very active in the sport of swimming. My mom was actually a diver when she grew up in Marshfield, and my older brothers were all swimmers and lifeguards as well. So we all participated on the summer swim teams down at Hefco Pool.
And so when you began going to high school at Marshfield High School and the girls' athletic programs were just starting, what was that like for you and for your classmates, the feeling that you had that you could participate in high school sports?
It was a great opportunity, and actually I wasn't in the first kind of classes that had opportunities for girls' sports, but some of the other Hall of Fame members I noticed in prior years, like Kathy Abley and Kathy Onosorgi, were a few years ahead of me and sort of were pioneers in swimming and gymnastics and track. And when I was in high school, there weren't quite as many different opportunities for girls, but I was in swimming and gymnastics and track, and there was girls basketball, and over the years they added soccer and softball and other things that came to pass after I graduated.
Well, let's talk about some of the highlights of your career. First of all, certainly an outstanding swimmer. Any highlights you can think of from your swimming career?
Nothing stands out for swimming other than just being a member of the team. Swimming was really a good opportunity to get to know a lot of the other girls going into high school, and upperclassmen and older and younger kids swimming together, and it just was a fun sport.
Back in that era, as I recall, Marshfield's gymnastics program was pretty strong. You had some very good gymnastics teams and some great individuals. When you look back on it, what was some of the key reasons why that program was as successful as it was?
We had some good coaching. Marie Welch was very dedicated and put in a lot of time and made it fun for the girls that wanted to come out. And in the junior high program with Joan Jansen and Vonnie Myers teaching the junior high curriculum on gymnastics, if you will, kind of introduced kids to the sport and made it fun.
How did you get introduced to gymnastics, and what were some of the early memories you have of that, trying the sport, some things you had to go through to get into gymnastics?
Mostly in the junior high Phi-Ed curriculum. We had different units on tumbling and got introduced to the balance beam and the uneven bars, and just kind of fostered my love for it.
Any highlights from gymnastics that you can recall that was exciting for you?
We had different sectional events, and DC Everest was always a high competitor, so just meeting the other girls from other towns and always seeing the same competitors as you went to the meets was very exciting.
And you had some very good track memories as well. Tell us about your track career at Marshfield High School.
Track was a fun springtime sport. It was always a tough sport. Joan Jansen was a kind of a tough taskmaster and worked us hard. And that was a fun sport with relays, getting to do teamwork with other girls that had different skills.
Well, let's talk about some of the coaches you had back in that era, what that made them special and the influences they had on you.
Well, Connie Mills was the girls' swim team coach, and Connie was a lot of fun. She made a lot of team building events, and I can remember when she instituted morning practices at 6 or 6:30 in the morning, and we'd have breakfast in the locker room afterwards before we went off to homeroom.
And how about your coaches in the other sports?
Marie Welch, like I mentioned, was the girls' gymnastics coach, and Marie was very dedicated, putting in a lot of extra hours after school, putting up the equipment every day and taking down the equipment and having to put it away every day, and she just put a lot of effort into the sport.
And how about in track and field?
Joan Jansen was a tremendous coach. She was dedicated to the kids on the team. I remember she organized a lock-in at the junior high after one of our meets that was a surprise. She called all the parents and had them drop off sleeping bags, and we had a lock-in and had volleyball games through the night and went through the junior high up to the observatory level and had a lot of good memories.
I also had good success on the college level after leaving Marshfield High School. Tell us about your college career.
I went to UW Eau Claire and was on the women's gymnastics team there, coached by Mary Marrow at the time. And I did all around, did all the events, and we made it to nationals 2 years, 1 year in Georgia and 1 year at UW Superior, and just had a lot of good memories from those competitions.
Amanda, as you look back on your career, tell us what the influence of athletics, especially here at Marshfield High School, did for you in the long term in college and in later life.
That was a theme that I think came through loud and clear with most of the inductees' speeches tonight. It's not really about the winning and the losing or the losses or the gains. It was what you learned from being on a team, learning to cooperate with other people, learning the value of hard work and perseverance, and particularly learning how to win and lose and operate under pressure. And those are all core values that kind of have stuck with me and I think all of the athletes that you heard from here tonight, all through life.
And you certainly had a very fulfilling career after college. And tell us about what you're doing in medicine these days.
I've been a trial lawyer for since 1984. I went to UW Law School, and I'm now a partner at a firm in Madison called Boardman & Clark, where I do mostly insurance defense work representing people who have been sued.
Marshfield's Amanda Kaiser inducted into the Marshfield Tiger Athletic Hall of Fame in 2015. This is DeLisio reporting for WDLB and WOSQ.